Good afternoon, YouTube. I'm still at the Johnston farm and the Indian Museum, and I'm going to film the inside of the museum right here, a little bit of what they have. There's some information about books that they have available. Ohio's Air Canal. So that's part of the shop area. Here's a little bit of an area about the Indian part of it, I believe. Of Fort McIntosh, which is close to a Shawnee village, I believe, because we have the Shawnee neighborhood in Piqua. Map of the old canals of Ohio. We're right here. House in Ohio deer and Indian leaders.
More canal boats during the 19th century than any other boat building facility in the entire Ohio Canal System.
Above Lock 1, the canal is preserved as an industrial water supply for B.F. Goodrich and other area industries. A century ago, the canal behind Goodrich looked like this. Still farther south, from the Thornton Street Bridge, canal boats like the Cy-Team could be seen, tied up along the docks. Today, the canal in this area has been restored as a part of Akron's Opportunity Park program. The summit level of the canal, the highest water level in the state, runs for 9 miles without a lock, all the way to Barber.
Calendar of seasons. This is interesting.
The canal enters Summit Lake and runs its length. But to cross this marshy area, the mules had a floating wooden footbridge, which sometimes sank into the water if too many people and animals got on it at the same time. South of Akron, the Portage Lakes Reservoir still feeds water to the summit level. Today, the Portage Lakes are a recreation area that includes a state park. Water from the Portage Lakes flows into the canal at Young's Tavern, with and a stopping place on the canal.
Woodland religion, this is interesting.
This is the culvert opposite Young's through which water flows into the canal. One can actually see the water dividing and flowing both ways. That which flows to the left goes north, down the Cuyahoga, into Lake Erie, and out the St. Lawrence River into the North Atlantic Ocean. Water which flows to the right goes down the Tuscarawas, ultimately into the Ohio, down the Mississippi, and out into the Gulf of Mexico. Below water in the canal is dry and difficult to follow. Occasionally in the woods, one can find the ruins of an overgrown lot. But appropriately, the canal has been preserved at Canal Fulton, once a roaring canal town whose main intersection was known as Brimstone Corners.
Indian leaders.
In the 1970s, firemen, Rotarians, and other civic groups got together to build an authentic replica of a 19th century canal boat. And they built it by 19th century methods. Trees were chopped down and rough sawed into planks. Planks were then steamed to make them flexible enough to bend around the shape of the hull. After the hull was completed and floated on the water, the deck and cabins were built on top. The boat was called the St. Helena II.
It's very interesting about the Indian leaders that are from this part of the country.
It operated 6 days a week during the summer months, taking visitors on a 2.5-mile trip down the canal as far as the State Park.
Ohio's canal area, there's course, I think this is used to symbolize what we've seen outside on the canal earlier, how they would pull the canal boat down the river, if I'm not mistaken. Tools of canal building. So yeah, this is really interesting right here. Mile marker. Lock 9, this is in downtown Piqua. I went by that earlier, but this was probably showing it in its original state. Yeah, I'm going to make a few more videos of some landmarks and I'm going to get out of here, because I got to try and be in downtown Piqua by 5 o'clock for something. It's been a really beautiful day. Oh, here's the General Harrison, which is what I got a few videos of earlier. I rode it in both directions. Really pretty right there. Obviously supplies for... So this is constructing Ohio's canals. Just show some of this and then I'm gonna zoom over this. Wow, this is really interesting. I'm going to zoom down part of this so you guys can read it all. Wow, this is really interesting. A very important piece of Ohio's history you're seeing. And not just Ohio, I mean other states that had canal systems too. There's where we're at right here. We're just north of Piqua. We're still in, this is Piqua, but we're just north of what would be considered the town. The city began as a canal workers' shanty town, Akron, Ohio. This museum is very similar to what's at Caesar's Creek down in Warren County, but I don't think that has quite the history that this does. But it reminds me a lot of the stuff up there. But man, this shows you the wages of the canal workers, product prices. You see just how cheap well, that was, I don't know if that was considered cheap or expensive in those days, but nowadays eggs at a fair price are anywhere from $1 to $2. Yeah, the people guiding the tours talked about the malaria and other things in some of these towns and how it was really rough on the thing. Miami and Erie Canal map. You could probably find this online, so I'm not going to really zoom over that, but this is just very interesting history. I'm sure you could find that part online, but I've learned a lot of stuff up here today that I did not know, before, and since I caught it on video, I can rewatch it again and share it with the world and have a greater appreciation of the area's history that I was born and raised in. Wow, look at the amount of wood that canal boat hauled. Obviously, things showing the tolls on the canal, obviously the cost it would run. While the steerman guided the boat earned $20 to $40 a month. The hoggy, which is what the guy was doing outside, is what it was called, the haji or hoggy. You can see that really wasn't very much money. So this kind of work, I mean, it was very extremely important, but it was not, work that paid a lot. It might have been considered more in those dollars, but and I've tried to leave the political aspect out of things today, but this just goes to show you that cheap labor is the engine that's drove this country's economy for a long time, ever since it was founded. Because I can't imagine living off of that little money. So you really have a great appreciation for what's been done. I'm just going to zoom over this and let you guys see it. I'll read it myself later on. I'm going to make a few more videos and I got to get out of here today. But wow, this is really interesting. Johnston, Colonel John Johnston pictured above. The Miami and Erie Canal, Miami and Wabash Canal, Grand Lake St. Mary's. This is just extremely interesting. Here, this talks about the sports teams that have named their things after the Indians. See the name Piqua Indians up here. Yeah, this has been really great to see all this today. It's just Plains culture, so you really see a lot of stuff that you just had a lot of people, or just frankly, including myself, who don't know very much about it, or just dumbfounded by. This is really a great to learn some of this history. The first Ohioans, wow. Here's some of their things archaic. Wow, it's almost amazing there were people this early in this state. Hopewell people. Wow, this is just mind-boggling. You would never imagine there were people this that were here this early in this state, because I mean, we're a very young country. I mean, we didn't become a country till the late 1700s, and it's just amazing that there were people that were here before, that were here so long before this. This is amazing. Wow. This is just really amazing. Who came next? So, wow. A great part of Ohio history that it's just amazing what's here. Eastern woodland culture. Wow. This is just really amazing. But I gotta try and wrap this one up and make a few more, then I'm gonna leave. What comes to your mind when you see this headdress? Oh, let's get a look at it. Faces in a New Ohio. Fur traders. Shawnee, who's very important in this part of Ohio. Soldiers. Captives. Missionaries. I'm just scanning over this because I'm trying to end this one, but there's just so much here that it's just hard to want to end this. Ottawa. A little bit of information about Johnston. Wow. Consequences of trade. Here's some of the... I'm going to try and end this one here in just a matter of minutes, but it's hard to end this when you got this much history. But anyway, that's it for this one.